Hi everyone, let's learn a new concept on SICI installments. So, Krishna bought 45,000 from a bank at 10% compound interest. He repays it in 3 annual installments which are in AP. He ends up paying 54,000 totally. Find his first installment amount. So, uh, let's suppose the installments are A minus D, A, A plus D, since they are in AP and D is the common difference. So, if A minus D is the first installment paid, then by installment concept we know that this amount will generate interest for the next 2 years, and that particular interest we have, but that particular amount we have to pay less, right? For example, suppose if we were to not example, actually this is the actual case we are talking about. So we were supposed to pay 10 by 100 power 3, that is something 59895 or some such amount, right? Yeah, 59895, 59895, but we have to pay less since we are paying it in installments, right? Because this amount we have, suppose our installment started from here, our we took I took the loan at this point of time, and this completes our 1 year. So after end of 1 year we are paying this amount as installment. So I was supposed to pay this amount after 3 years, where I had to pay this amount. But see, we I had to pay 54,000 totally. So if I add these three amounts, it will result in 54,000. So this amount I had to pay less, right? This amount I had to pay less, the difference. So coming to the problem, what we will do is a minus d plus a plus a plus d equals 54,000. That means 3a equals this d got cancelled. 54,000. A equals 18,000. Right. Uh, Now we only have the value of a, right? But we don't have value of d. So how can we calculate this first installment? So let's see how can we calculate it. We have one equation. Let's try to generate another equation. So we paid 54,000, but what we were supposed to pay was this amount, right? 59895. So let's try. Suppose I write it a minus d into 1 plus 10 by 100. 10 was our interest rate, power 2. Why 2 I will explain. Plus a into 1 plus 10 by 100 power 1 plus a equals 59895. Now let me explain why I did this. Now this will be the total amount, right? That if I had paid this amount at the end of 3 years, then I had to pay this amount 59895. But since I paid it in installments, so I had to pay less. So it is very much obvious that these installments will generate some interest, right? So these two came from, see, this I paid at the end of first year, so it generated interest for the next 2 years, right? Next 2 years, this year and this year. Similarly, when I paid this amount, it also generated interest for the next 1 year. This amount, this, right? So that is why if I were to calculate the total amount, which I could calculate like this, 45,001 plus r by 1 plus 10 by 100 power 3, I could have calculated this in this way also. Installment, first installment into a number of installments left, plus second installments into number of installments or years left, plus third installment equals total amount. So it will be a, we found out 18,000, so putting a equals 18,000, we will get 18,000 minus d into 1.21 plus 1.1a plus a equals 59895. So if we go about this, we will get minus 0.21d equals 315, d equals minus 1500. So we have found d. We can easily find first installment, which is nothing but a minus d, which is 18,000 minus of minus 1500, right, which is 19,500. Now this concept was very important, which I said this amount will carry interest for the next 2 years, and that interest, that particular amount, I do not have to pay from my pocket. Why? Because I have already paid this installment and it is the bank's duty to invest it in some other place. But the only relief I will get is I do not have to pay this amount and its related interest anymore, right? Because if this amount was if I had to pay after 3 years, this amount would have been with me only, right? So I had to pay interest on this amount. But since I have paid this amount at the end of first year, so I don't have to pay interest on this amount for the next 2 years, right? I hope I was able to explain. Thank you for watching.